With it being international break, I decided it's a decent, good time to talk about Arsenal, the transfer market, and the season so far. So let's talk about the transfer market. The transfer market ended last Friday, and at the time when it happened, it was a quite, it was a, I wouldn't, it was quite confusing. The whole day was confusing because we 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 were waiting. Of course, we knew that we were going to sign a goalkeeper in Neto, but the more important transfer that everyone was waiting for is also going to sign a forward. From the start of the transfer market, from the end of last season, it was clear where Arsenal needed to invest, and that was up front. Whether it was a striker, a winger, Arsenal needed to get a forward. And what did we do this season? We got a forward last minute from Chelsea yet again. I am sick and tired. Every flipping season, we have to sign a player from Chelsea. We have to always sign a Chelsea reject, a Chelsea second hand. I'm so flipping tired of it. That's a different conversation. We knew that we needed to sign a forward. Who that forward is going to be, no one knows. There was rumours of like Nico Williams and stuff. Honestly, I knew from the start, you could tell we were never going to sign Nico Williams. But of course, it was being pushed and everything. And what ultimately happened, whether you like it or not, Arsenal panicked. That is what happened. Arsenal panicked, but it was a panic signing. It was an opportunity signing where they went and got Raheem Sterling. But we could tell from the end of last season we needed a forward, because when you look at our forward options, Gabriel Jesus constantly injured. Martinelli, he's going through a horrible patch right now and he hasn't recovered. Trossard, he only seems to be playing good when he's off the bench. Then you got Saka, who, Saka is probably our best forward. But what happens is when Saka doesn't play well, like when Saka doesn't play well, there is no one else to bail us out. And we knew we needed someone to help us, to improve us. For me, that was the main option. That was the main position. Because when you look at last season, right? Last season, I think we played decent. I think we played well. But ultimately, what cost us was not being able to finish our chances. The Aston Villa game, the West Ham game, the Fulham game. There are so many games where if we kept saying to ourselves, if we had a more clinical forward, we could have won the league. And this is the second season in a row Manchester City have yet again weakened. Manchester City are weakening every season, and it gives Arsenal the opportunity to close the gap, to actually win the Premier League. And what are we doing yet again? It looks like Arsenal have, just accepted what it is. It feels like they are just willing, for so many seasons under Kroenke, it was the same thing. We go top four, or we get close to it. And they invest to get close to it. But as soon as they realize that now they're in a safe position, they stop investing. This season, I think we sold so many players, and I think there was like a net profit or something of around £40 million or something. And it's the same pattern. What happens is when Arsenal get close to it, they, when they get comfortable, they realize they're in a good position. What they do is the owners just stop spending. They don't want to take it to the next level. And yet again, it looks like this is going to cost us. When you look at the transfer market, let's look at, we signed a defender, Calafiori, who I agree with, we needed a defender. Then we signed Mika Marino. That flipping took 2 months or something. That took 2 months to sign Mika Marino from the Euros, after the Euros. The whole thing was, maybe we expected after the Euros that the deal was going to accelerate, because in the Euros he couldn't, get this stuff done. And it took 2 months to sign him. And now we signed him, he's injured. He's goddamn injured. So it takes the transfer market back to a 5. Then we signed Neto. The Neto one, I really don't, there's nothing to really comment. But I just want to say, we signed more goalkeepers than forwards under Mikel Arteta's regime. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, so that happens, we're there on deadline day. We're looking to see what we're going to buy. And ultimately, the truth is, yes, we got Raheem Sterling, but the truth is we didn't get our number one target. I don't know who the number one target is, but the reason why the Raheem Sterling deal looks like a good deal is because when you're starving, we are literally starving for a good forward. What happens is every season, a very similar pattern is the club, they don't sign anyone good, and come deadline day they sign some crap player. Obviously Sterling's case, he's not crap, but they sign a average player, and fans are just crazy over it because you're starving. You haven't had any transfer, you haven't had any players. So it's like, beggars can't be choosers, and that's what's happened. We've been begging and we got Sterling, yes, on a loan, which at least it's not like a obligation, or the main thing is there's no obligation. So you're starving, and finally once you get a drop of bread, you're there so happy. But the truth is, when you look back at it, is Raheem Sterling going to be that player that really pushes us over the line? I don't know, because if it was 2 seasons ago, yes, I would take that Raheem Sterling that left Manchester City, but this is a completely different Raheem Sterling, and it could be in a good way as well because he has now a point to prove, but in a bad way it can also be a bad way because is he still the same player that he was at Manchester City? You can tell, you know, he has lost a bit of that quality, but on the positive side, at least he is a winner. He's won Premier Leagues. He's working with Arteta. That's the only positive. But for me, man, it's a very, very disappointing transfer window, because the gap was there. The opportunity was there for us to close the gap to Manchester City. And yet again, what have we done? We didn't take the opportunity. And it's true. No, we didn't take the opportunity, because no one can sit here and 100% say that we are now closer to win the league than last season. Because you look at Manchester City, they are on fire right now. 3 games in a row won. Haaland absolutely deadly, back-to-back hat-trick, and that is what we needed. We needed a forward. We needed someone to unlock the defense. And when you look at our options, Kai Havertz, I'm not saying Kai Havertz is the worst player, but when you look at second half, that opportunity that comes to him one-on-one, you think Haaland's going to miss that? Haaland is burying that. And these are the chances that, these things add up at the end of the season. When you're not scoring your chances, it does add up. Yes, it's at the start of the season, but, things add up. Like last season, I'm sure when we drew to Fulham away, we said to ourselves, it's only the start of the season, Arsenal will improve, which we did. Even when we improved so much, we still didn't win the league. We were still 2 points short. And the truth is, when you are going up against Manchester City, you need to be perfect. You need to be taking all your chances. You need to be scoring, these half chances, or you will be punished. Because with Manchester City, you need to be perfect. And right now, with the draw against Brighton, for me, even that draw, I really think we could have won that game. I think we had enough chances, especially in the second half, 2 chances to go win that game. And now, we're going into the North London derby with no Declan Rice. I don't know who the midfield pivot's going to be, because Thomas Partey is athletically finished for me. Jorginho, I think he's okay, but off the ball, again, he's not the best. And Tottenham play this quick football, and they play, with the high line and everything, and there's a chance that our midfield could be bypassed. Now, what does he do? I don't know, because with Mikel Merino's injured, that has to be the worst injury as well, because Mikel Merino is actually the one player that we needed that can fit straight into the starting 11. Calafiori, he's a player that, he doesn't need to come to the 11 just now, but Mikel Merino was probably the most important transfer, that a player that we signed, that especially that left-sided midfielder, because Declan Rice is a number 6, simply is just a number 6, and Mikel Merino, I really thought he was the one player I was excited to see play, because our left-hand side hasn't been good. So he's now injured, so I don't know what's going to happen. And now we're going to North London derby, God forbid we lose, bro, that is going to be the worst thing ever, because if we lose, it would have been 4 games into the season, 2 wins, a draw and a loss. Like, we cannot lose the game. But ultimately, what's happened is Arsenal have yet again failed to close the gap, and it's been a pattern for so many years. Every time we get close to winning the league, or close to, we just need that final piece, we never complete the puzzle. For so many seasons under Wenger, we needed a striker. What do we keep doing? We kept getting these crap strikers, the likes of Giroud, and these Sonogos. And what did we do? Soon, like within 2 seasons, from needing only a striker, then we needed a midfielder, we needed a defender. So it's the same pattern, and people just keep falling into the same rubbish. You talk about the rumors already coming out about, now let's talk about January. January Arsenal are going to do this. Arsenal are not going to do anything in January. Come the end of January, the rumors are once again going to come up. I'm recording this at a different part of the day, but look, what's ultimately happened is that Arsenal have once again failed to capitalize of a transfer window. Like I said, I just hope, I just really hope that come the end of the season, we're not talking about the transfer market again, or come January, we're not talking about, if only we signed a striker, or if only, when we draw points. I just hope that the discussion doesn't come up again about the transfer market, because I'm so sick and tired of the same pattern, man. It just feels like it's the same pattern every year. We get close to it, and when we're only one piece away, that we just never finish the puzzle. And what happens is, come the year after, now we realize now we're more than one piece away. We're 1-2 players now away, and we just feel that we never get done. And I think that's why we haven't won the league for the last 20 years, because it feels like every time we get close, we never ever just complete the puzzle. We're always left short. We always try taking the short route, and then we realize, oh shit, now it's more than one piece. Now we have to complete. Now we have to get more players in. So yeah, that's the end of my video, my opinion. And let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think Arsenal have left it too short, or are you guys happy with the transfer market, the squad, and everything? For me, like I said, I'm not too happy. There's nothing much to do other than just support them now. But with the Declan Rice suspension, the Mika Marino's injury, it's looking rough. It's looking really rough, and Tottenham is a big test now. And yeah, with Manchester City as well, man. Manchester City are fire right now. Normally at the start of the season they're a bit slow, but these guys are on fire right now. And yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, that's just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Remember to subscribe, remember to like the video, and I'll catch you guys next time.